This is Deep Dive into Joy, and I'm your host, Gina Rickner.
There was 4 on a shift, and
Deep Dive into Joy. Today, we're going to talk about finding joy in every chapter through adoption, foster care, and what it's like working for a 911 center. I have Brittany Welder with me today, and she will go over it all. But first, Brittany, I like to ask every guest just a little fun question. What's your favorite drink?
My favorite drink is Diet Pepsi with ice.
Brittany, I want to thank you for coming on today. I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy with littles at home, but welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So I know Brittany because we attend church together. She's a mother who has adopted. She's also a foster care mom and a former 911 dispatcher. She is someone who has found light and joy in the middle of some of life's most intense and emotional moments. So let's just start with your work at the 911 center. That's not just a job, it's a high-stakes calling. What drew you to that line of work?
Growing up, my dad was the fire chief in Clearfield Borough, and actually the show Rescue 911.
Okay. So can you describe a moment during your time at the center that really stuck with you, something that maybe changed you in a way?
One morning I walked into shift and we all logged on and got everything going. We got a call for a woman in labor. So, we went through the protocol, and I actually got to help deliver a baby over the phone. We sent police officers. They actually were on scene delivering the baby with us. And it was actually pretty cool. A month later, after the baby was born, the family requested all of us meet, and we got to meet the baby. It was in the paper and stuff.
That's cool.
It was really neat.
So how did you cope with the stress and emotional weight of hearing crisis after crisis?
Disassociation. But, yeah, so pretty much you leave work at work and make everything like it's not real, because if you don't, it'll eat you alive.
Yeah, that's hard for me to keep work at work when I work from home.
Yeah.
If you could tell someone something in that line of work, like to give them encouragement or maybe just like a God-filled word, what would that be?
So I always thought not everybody can do that job, but God picks certain people and He puts you there for a reason. You could be a saving grace to somebody whenever you answer the phone. You got to think of the blessings in that way. Also, keep your mental health in check. It's not shameful to get help if you feel like you need help in those situations,
Right. Do you remember what your first shift was like at the 911 center? Like, did anything surprise you?
It did surprise me that each individual service has its own dispatcher. So fire has a dispatcher, EMS has a dispatcher, police, they have their own. And then sometimes there's 2 call takers. I haven't worked there in 4 years, so I don't know if they've changed anything. But we, 4 on a shift, so fire, EMS, police, and call taker. Like I said, we had a backup sometimes for call taking, and I really just kind of thought one person did it all, but it's really just a well-oiled machine in there. Everybody works together.
Did you ever feel helpless on the job, and how did you handle those moments?
Yeah, so everybody in Clearfield probably remembers the fire that took the life of Jeffrey Buck. I felt helpless there. You're on the other side of the radio, and, we are doing a big job, but listening to your first responders that are on scene pretty much being helpless, they couldn't do anything in that situation but what they were trained to do, and they, everybody wishes that more could have been done. But sitting behind the radio and knowing that you weren't there, that takes a lot out of you. I actually had a hard mental break there for that, and that led me to reach out to the Lord more. So,
how do you think God got you through a stressful job like that one?
Like I said before, God put you there for a reason. So, He brought me to it. He'll get me through it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're also an adoptive mom, which is an incredible journey of its own. But how did adoption become part of your story, and I guess foster care?
Yeah, so we do foster care, and sometimes if you have a child in foster care and the parents don't reach their goals, or, in my case, my kid's mom, she just, she knew she wasn't in the right place at the right time to raise a child, so she kind of just signed her rights over on him, and so we ended up being adoptive parents because of foster care, and that's how that happened. I mean, I've adopted 3 from foster care, and then I have a biological son, and currently right now I have a newborn girl foster baby.
Which is adorable.
Yes.
I love holding her. What was the process like emotionally were there any moments of doubt or unexpected joy when you walk through like adoption or foster?
Yeah, so, I mean, you can't ever go into foster care thinking that you get to keep somebody else's baby, which is hard for a lot of people. I know infertility led me and my husband to foster care because, you hear the stories and you think, oh, I'll be a foster parent, I'll get to adopt. Well, growing up from that to now, I realized, in order for you to get a child, somebody has to lose a child, and that's real. It's heavy on my heart.
Yeah, that's true. I never really
it's rough.
Looked at it from that side or point of view.
Yeah, it's tough, and
that's my hardest part is I would get way too attached.
And that's the point.
And I wouldn't be able to give the baby back. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I mean, if you develop a good relationship with the parents, which, I mean, I've had other foster children that went home, you develop a good relationship with the parents, and then you get to stay in their lives. I mean, it's really...
That's pretty cool.
You're kind of like a stepping stone for them. And I always tell people considering foster care, just imagine, I know the love that I have that I can give to a child. Not every foster family is in it for the right reason.
Yeah. And
if I know that my love is good and pure, and I'm going to teach them about Jesus and, how to be a good person, then I'm willing to take that sacrifice, to lose the baby.
Yeah.
To give it back to its parents,
And you're also giving them a good, head start.
Right.
So that's cool. How has being a mom changed you, especially, after being in a job where you often saw the worst in humanity?
I actually left 911 because I became a mom, because the compassion kind of goes away, Your kid falls and gets a scraped knee, and you're like, well, I just listened to somebody die today, and you're like, wow. Yeah, you'll be fine, get up, walk it off. So I left 911 because I didn't want to be heartless, I guess, for my kids. I did it for them. I miss it, but, there's a time I'll probably end up back there, and
different seasons in life.
Yep.
So was adoption or foster care always a part of your plan, or did it come to you in a different way?
Came to me in a different way. Like I said, I had infertility. We tried for 3 years and nothing. So we went to a foster care meeting that they had. They do, CYS in Clearfield County does, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a party. Okay. And they give out information about foster care. So we went there. I reconnected with an old friend of mine, Leanne Hubler. And, she talked us into it. She's like, try it, see how it goes. And so we did, and here we are. Lots of kids. They
probably wish it was that easy for everyone. They need more. Yes. I know that my friend Brittany is really struggling finding homes.
Yeah, so it's rough. I mean, there's a lot more stuff going on, and we do need more foster parents.
How did you navigate the emotional ups and downs of the adoption process? Because I feel like that's quite the process to go through.
Yeah, it is. So for foster care, I believe it's 18 out of 22 months you have to have the child in your care. So, you got to wait that whole 18 months. Wow. Unless the parents sign the child over voluntarily.
So at any given point in that time, the parents could come back and
family,
say, okay.
Anything. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's like I said before, whenever I first started, I went into it for the wrong reasons. But now that I look at it the way that it's supposed to be, it is for reunification, unless the parents know that they're not what's best for the child at that moment in their life. It's hard. It is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
but it's worth it. I mean, even if the child goes back, like I said, you're still there for an important time in their life, making brain connections for them to, have a better life when they get older.
Yeah. What advice would you give to other families considering to adopt or do foster care?
Do it.
That's it. Just do it.
Do it.
Just go.
I mean, if you think about it, if you have a room in your house and you have love in your heart, it's,
it's really all you need.
Yeah. Like, love the babies,
Yeah.
Love all the kids. It's sad whenever you meet a kid that doesn't have a mom or doesn't have a dad, I feel like all children need love, we're making the future with these kids, and if they don't have a healthy love, then what's really happening to them?
Yeah.
It might hurt you right now, but it's not going to hurt them,
Yeah.
Just love them while you have them.
How did, the background in emergency services shape the way that you approach parenting? Like, did it?
Well, no, I don't think it did. That's why I had to stop it.
Yeah.
Because, no.
So it was opposite.
It was the opposite, yeah.
Was there a particular moment when you truly felt like mom?
All the time. There's 5 of them at home, They're always, mom. All the time.
How did you talk to your children about their adoption story? Like, did you explain any of that to them, or are they still too young?
So one is 6, one is 4, and the other one's 16 now. But the 16-year-old, we got him whenever he was 10. I have not talked to the little ones yet. I don't think they're old enough.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand.
But whenever it comes, I mean, we'll go through it.
Did you talk to the 16-year-old?
Yeah. He knew everything.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, the parents of all 3 of my kids are clean. So they have a relationship. My older son has a relationship with his bio family. And
that's awesome.
It's nice, yeah.
Okay. What values are most important for you to pass on to your children?
Love like Jesus. Love first. Because there's all kinds of people in the world that need love. And that's really it. I mean, you don't know what anybody's going through on a particular day. I always say if somebody's mean to you, maybe they're going through something. Pray for them.
Yeah. How has your support system, like family, friends, or church, played a role in your parenting?
Oh, man, I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
Church, I go to Celebrate Recovery, and Alexa and Dan, they're great people. They really... anytime I need anything, I can reach out to any of the Celebrate Recovery ladies. Anybody in the church, really. My family, they do what they can. They watch the kids. My friends, they also, anything that I need, I'm blessed. I have a really good support system.
Yeah, Alexa wants me to get there too, so I'm going to try to come to Celebrate Recovery.
It actually brought me closer to God. I grew up Catholic, and sometimes being Catholic, if you're not a certain type of way, you're looked down on, and I was never that way. So I'm glad that I found a church that I feel like I belong to, and, anybody can go to it. I always tell everybody, even if they don't believe in God, come to my church, check it out. You get 3 donuts and coffee. That's
what I always say. If you can just get the person in the door, just one time, it kind of sucks you in.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
So what's something that surprising or funny that's happened as a mom that made you laugh through the chaos?
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's every day.
Every single day. Every single day. I don't even know. There's so much.
Do you have a favorite memory with your kids? Probably too many.
Everything. We take them camping. They love it. Whenever they learned how to ride their bikes. We just bought a camper, and the week after we got it, we went camping, and the kids learned how to ride their bikes.
That's fun.
And it was so fun.
What's your favorite place to camp? Do you have a favorite campground?
Dam.
Yeah.
It's just far enough and just close enough. It's safe, and
it's
beautiful up there, and the fishing is great. That's really what we go camping for, is to fish.
I can't do camping. It's not for me.
Well, we have a really nice camper, so
that probably helps. Yeah. Do you think being a mother helped heal or give new meaning to your past experiences?
Yeah. So, growing up, everybody goes through different things in life, and you learn what to do and what not to do. I was around a lot of different moms and learned different things I should do as a mom and things I should not do as a mom. And I'm trying to pick the better of all of them, and I make mistakes every day. Everybody does.
Yeah.
But you just try to be the best that you can, and teach your kids how to be good parents as well. I mean, they're going to do what you do.
It's nice to have that community to surround you too.
Right.
We paused this episode to bring to you Active Skin Repair. Today, let's talk about the all-healing natural skin solution. No, I'm not talking about Neosporin. Ew. You don't want that junk in your medicine cabinet. I'm talking about Active Skin Repair. This is a medical-grade treatment that works for everyday wound care and skin repair, including those cuts, scrapes, sunburns, normal burns, chafing, rashes, insect bites, and I could keep going on. This is a spray you want in your diaper bag, the car, the beach bag, your home, everywhere you go. I have used mine on my surgery scar to help it heal quicker, razor burn, cuts. I carry it everywhere we go. It would even make a perfect baby shower gift. This magic solution contains incredible, naturally occurring acid that your body already creates to support healing. Simply spray it on any minor cut, burn, bug bite, scratch, even eczema. The list goes on. This acid is well studied, clinically proven, and used in hospitals for decades. It's the first non-toxic hypoallergenic treatment for your skin. Time to throw out grandma's old ointments and creams. Active Skin Repair is here to make skin treatment easy and safe for all. Visit my link, shop.bldgactive.com/deep dive all capital for 10% off your order. I will also put the link in the show notes. You can also find on my Facebook and Instagram pages at gina.rickner, and I, again, will list it in the show notes. Okay, so let's move on to finding joy in every day. Your story includes intense challenges, but also this steady current joy. Where do you find joy today?
Waking up every morning, you wake up, you have your kids, they're happy to see you, they're healthy, they're moving, they're making messes. Everything really, I mean, people have bad things in their life, and I don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah.
I get through it. I wake up, see my kids, they're happy, trash in my house, doing their thing, playing outside, eating, breathing, doing all the good stuff.
I love my kids being home in the summer. I know most parents are like, oh, go back to school or, whatever, but I love my kids being home.
Yeah, me too.
When life feels heavy, whether from work, motherhood, or just the world in general, what helps you stay grounded?
CR, Celebrate Recovery. It's every Wednesday night, and if I miss it, I know I miss it.
Really?
Because it helps me a lot. It's nice to learn about Jesus and learn about different ways to recover from anything, really. I mean, anything.
Right. It's not just for drug addiction or alcoholic.
Oh, no.
It's everything.
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, I went there because of 911. I mean, the depression and stuff, and it helped. Taught me different ways to be not codependent, and just be a better person.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when is that? So just everyone knows, we would like to invite you to our church. We're TCC in Clearfield, across from the fairgrounds, but CR is every Wednesday
night at 6.
Okay.
6 to 8, I believe. But sometimes it goes over, 8:30-ish.
Yeah.
But that's normal because some people get a lot of relief in there.
Okay.
I know I have.
All right. You've worn many hats, so what's one lesson you've learned that you hope your children carries with them?
Love them more than you hate what they do, just you gotta love people, and sometimes people are bad.
Yeah.
You have to love them through it, don't let it ruin your life.
Are there any daily rituals or small practices that help you stay positive?
I listen to Rev FM. I drive a lot in my new job, and I listen to Rev FM and Adam Moon. He's pretty funny. I like listening to his
Never heard him. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. And then every night before I go to bed, me and my husband, we pray together. And
That's
we
awesome.
just started doing that, but it's really helping.
I know. I want to start doing that too.
Yeah.
I think it's really important in a marriage
Sure
to
is.
do it together. Have you found ways to creatively like express or process your experience, whether that be through journaling or faith? Like I know you just said you pray with your husband, so
Yeah,
that could be
we
a
pray
way.
together. I used to journal. I don't anymore because I have 5 children. I don't have
Yeah,
time.
no
I like
time
to
for
sleep
that.
when it's sleep time.
Yeah, you're nap time too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm good.
When you look back, what is something you wish you could have told your younger self?
Listen to your elders. They only tell you that stuff because they know. They've
Yeah.
been through it.
I wish my daughter would take that advice.
I know. I tell every young kid, like, come on, just listen. Just listen to what I'm saying. I've done it 2 or 3 times. I know.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
How do you define strength now versus earlier in your life?
Have more knowledge.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what are you most proud of today?
My family, my boys. You know, I have a reputation in the foster care world. I have a foster mom support group, and you know we
talk about that a little bit because I know my friend Brittany mentioned that.
Yeah. So
and maybe that could help someone in the community, like if they wanted to attend.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of foster families that go into it and they don't have any idea what's going on. So I had a whole bunch of friends that I had signed up for foster care because they knew my story, and they didn't have anybody to talk to. So I said, you know what? Let's just all meet together and we can all talk to each other. So
yeah, she had mentioned like you say like, have you gone through this? Are you experiencing this? Like, you know, all the things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like, it's a confidential meeting, you know, you go there and anything that you say there is private because of the severity of what is actually happening in your life. But the last Tuesday of the month we meet and we all get to just kind of release, and whenever we have to skip a meeting because I have to work, we have a group chat and they're all in there.
So is it at the same place every time or you guys move around?
No, we do it at Tri-County. We do it at our church. Pastor Gunther lets us have our meeting there. It's 6 o'clock the last Tuesday of every month.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So if you, like someone were listening who felt like they were drowning in responsibility or pain or, you know, just like if they're doing foster care or adoption, what would you want them to hear?
Something my friend Sarah taught me, you can do anything for a little while.
Yeah.
Just always remind yourself that. You can do anything for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything.
Just focus on like 15 minutes at a time, you know?
Or one day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get through it. God will lead you to it. He'll get you through it.
That's right.
That's what I always say.
So last but not least, what legacy would you like to leave behind? It could be through your job, with your family, whatever. It's a big question. A lot of people have problems answering it.
Yeah. Man.
Like mine would be this podcast because this content's going to be out there forever. So it's for my kids, my grandkids, you know, and so forth.
So I guess the way that I have my heart is, you know, I always give everybody the 10th, 11th, 12th chance. I believe there's good in everyone, and I try to pick it up, you know. So I hope that my kids learn that from me and they love hard. And
it seems to me you have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I don't have patience.
Well,
I need to learn that from you.
Yeah.
So I'll end with this. The Bible speaks deeply and positively about both adoption and serving, often connecting them to God's own nature and his relationship with people. Here's a breakdown of what Scripture says. Bible adoption, it's more than legal, it's spiritual. The Bible uses adoption to describe how God brings people into his family, offering love, identity, and inheritance. In Romans 8:15, the Spirit you received does not make you slaves, so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father. This shows, you know, that it believes adopted into God's family, gaining access to loving relationship with him. In Ephesians 1:5, He is predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ in accordance with his pleasure and will. Adoption is part of God's intentional love. And lastly, in James 1:27, religion that God our Father accepts in pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress. This verse highlights God's heart for the vulnerable, which includes adoptive care. Serving is at the heart of Christian life. Jesus modeled servant leadership and called his followers to serve others selflessly. To wrap it all up, adoption reflects God's love. He chooses us, welcomes us into his family, and gives us a new identity. Serving is how we reflect God's heart, humble, sacrificial, and centered on others. Brittany, I'm sure you have touched many lives through your work, your parenting, and just through how you show up in the world. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's raw, it's real, and it's full of hope, just, like life itself. So I like to end every podcast with your favorite Bible verse. Would you like to share yours?
Sure. Mine is Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. I say that a lot to myself during the day.
I think it's good to find just that one verse that connects with you and just repeat it throughout the day like that, just to keep you going. Okay, I want to thank you, Joy listeners, for tuning in today. We hope you can find joy in this conversation no matter what you're walking through in life. Please share the show, leave a review, and hit follow. For me, this will just notify you when each new episode comes out, and it helps make the podcast easier to find in the list. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and RSS.com feeds. The links are listed on my Facebook and Instagram pages at gina.rickner. As always, go out and find the joy today. Bye, friends.